talk a little bit about some current events. So I'm not going to get into a lot of the details about who said what or whose feelings were hurt and the reaction and response about it. I really just want to talk about the use of bad relationships to fuel you forward. Now, if you want to go find out more about it, there's a situation where people are calling Michael B. Jordan corny, or his interaction with L'Oreal corny, or even the Joe Budden podcast. Joe Budden calling Michael B. Jordan corny in that moment where he necessarily swerved or brought up the fact that he was called corny by some people during a podcast. I don't want to talk about that as much. You can go Google that. You can go find that elsewhere. What I do want to talk about, and really I just want to target this to the people that have been called corny, whether a guy, girl, what have you, and they look at you as not being in the mainstream, not fitting into the social norm because there are things you want to do. You're going to be called all kinds of things. You're always going to have people who are adding more weight and making your growth and your path harder. They're going to throw caltrops in the middle of your road, try to puncture your tire. They're going to say things. They're going to, but that is part of the challenge of you becoming who you're supposed to be. You're supposed to have people challenging what you're doing. And using that language of haters, calling things little, or you got your little workout going on, you're doing your little project. You're going to have that from friends, family, colleagues, co-workers, whatever. You're going to get that. But you have to burn those bridges of those relationships and use that for fuel to propel you forward. You cannot stay stagnant in what you're doing. Now, in the instance with Michael B. Jordan, when someone was like, hey, he was corny back in the day, whatever corny means, because he's got, he's taking headshots and his name's Michael B. Jordan or what have you. His name being Michael Jordan was a challenge already. But there can be more successful Michael B. Jordans. I'm pretty sure there's a Jesus out there, and somebody's like, oh, you're not like Jesus. What kind of sense does that make? You still have to live your life and move your dreams forward. So use that as fuel. Use those people talking negatively about you as fuel, not in a way that's demeaning to them or damaging to them, because that just perpetuates the cycle. But use that to propel you forward. A lot of people that are out here that were called, geeks, nerds, corny, whack, lames, what have you. They're, as adults, they're doing great things because they had that push. And you shouldn't take it in a point where it's like, hey, I did them all wrong one day. This is not a Disney film where you got to prove something to somebody else. If you're on and you meet resistance, you have to push through that. And that's just part of the journey. That's part of the hero's journey. You have to have that resistance. Superman had it. Jesus had it. Hercules had it. People were saying, hey, you're not as good as you think you are, or what are you trying to do with your life? Doesn't meet my standard. You allow them to stay on their standard. I'm pretty sure when you get to the place that you need to be, people are either buy your tickets, they're going to go to your presentations, they're going to show up, and you're going to be on the other end of the interviewing table. But allow people to expose themselves for who they are. Throw that hate. You take that relationship, cut that off, burn that bridge, use it for fuel to get you to where you gotta go. Of course, people said all kinds of things about me, but I'm not too concerned about that. I look at their life, I look at my life, and we're all on just different paths. But I do pretty well for myself. Take care. A+ here, Thorough Boys. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. It costs you nothing to subscribe, but make sure you do it. It helps the channel. It helps us open up more features. Take care. Peace.